So welcome back to this machines lab, and today we'll go for conducting Hopkinson test on two identical DC shunt machines. So why we go for Hopkinson test compared to brake test on shunt machine and also Swinburne test on shunt machine? In the case of Swinburne test, we go for assuming loads and then we are trying to find out efficiency, whereas in the case of brake test on shunt motor, so we are going to find the efficiency by conducting actual load test. So actually you are applying the load on DC shunt machine and then you are going to find out the efficiency. So in both the cases, first one is assumption and second one actual power loss is being occurred. So to overcome that, that means in order in the case of brake test on shunt motor, power loss is unnecessarily getting into picture. So to avoid or to overcome that, so we need to go for Hopkinson test, in which you are not giving the actual load but you are loading the machine up to its full load value, and also temperature variations are to be considered. So in the previous test, that is in the other test, we are not considering any temperature variations, but in the case of Hopkinson test, we will be considering temperature variations. Hence we go for Hopkinson test. So coming to the circuit diagram for Hopkinson test, see here, this is what. So as usual, you are going to use 4-point starter here and two identical DC shunt machines. One acts as a motor and the other one acts as a generator. So circuit diagram connections as shown here, plus and minus supply. From positive terminal of the supply, the connection is given to the L and also to the positive terminal of voltmeter. Then LL as usual connected to the negative supply, and F is connected to positive terminal of field ammeter and then to the starting terminal of field rheostat, and variable point of that field rheostat is connected to Z, and ZZ is connected to negative. Similarly, from armature terminal of 4-point starter is given to the positive terminal of ammeter, and then negative terminal is connected to the armature of DC shunt motor. So assuming this as a motor, maybe any one of will act as a motor, but for the present let us assume this as a motor, and it is connected to the armature terminal of motor. Now again across these terminals A and negative terminal of ammeter, they are going to connect an SPST switch and a voltmeter across the SPST switch, and other end of this SPST switch is connected to negative terminal of field that is armature current ammeter, where the current is generated from generator is given to the positive terminal of this ammeter, and of course voltmeter positive terminal and negative terminal is as shown. This is very important here, polarity. If you connect as shown like this, then only you will be checking out whether the two machines are in what we can say connected in back to back. So another name for this one is what, back to back test. So one more field current is ammeter is connected in field circuit of generator, in which field rheostat is 350 ohms by 1.1, and of course negative terminal is connected to the starting terminal of field rheostat, and variable point is connected to Z, ZZ, AA and AA. AA of both the machines are all connected to what, negative supply. This is what how to give the connections based on this circuit diagram. Now coming to the nameplate details. See, both the machines nameplate details are must. The ratings are given 3 kilowatt, both the machines are 3 kilowatts. Voltage rating is also same, current rating is also same, and RPM both same here, and of course armature resistance slightly getting varied. One is 3.9 ohms and the other one 3 ohms, and shunt field resistance are also same, 211 and 215, almost same. So you can also check that both the nameplate details on both the machines, and you must important one point which we need to measure, note down, is the field current. See here, this is amps 1.0. This is the field current rating of the machines. Similarly for the second machine also. Clear? So now let us see how the connections are given. So based on the circuit diagram, you need to give the connections. So starting from positive terminal, see here, if you observe, for the positive terminal, one connection from L and the other one from positive of voltmeter. See here, this one. Okay, before going to this, let us first find out the ratings of all the machines. Ratings of all the machines. Since the voltmeter is connected across 230 volts, so range of this meter is 230 volts, 0 to 300 volts, and moving coil type instrument. Since we are giving all, this is a complete DC experiment, so all the meters that are taken here are moving coil only. So the range of first voltmeter is 0 to 300, and the range of ammeter that is connected in series with the field circuit of motor is again 0 to 2 amperes. Already we have seen in the nameplate details. So you are going to get the field current rating as 1.1 ampere. Here also field current rating is 1 ampere. So hence let us go for the range of this ammeter is 0 to 2 amps. Of course polarity as shown here. Now since the machine, both the machines are loaded to its full load value, so we are going to take the armature current ratings as 0 to 20 because the range of the current rating of both the machines is 13.5. So the nearest range is 0 to 20 amperes you are going to consider for this ammeter as well as this ammeter. This ammeter also handles maximum armature current rating. And of course this is one important voltmeter which is connected across the SPST switch to determine whether the two machines are connected in back to back. If the voltmeter reading shows 0, exactly we can say that the two machines are in back to back connection. If the voltmeter reads double, then we need to change the polarity. We need to change the connections across the SPST switch. And of course another ammeter is also connected in series with the field circuit of generator. So its rating is also same, just like that of field rating of motor. So of course field rheostat rating is 350 ohms by 1.1 amperes. So this should be maximum in position for the generator, and this field rheostat connection should be in minimum position. We have to observe these 2 points very carefully. After determining the ratings of ammeters and voltmeters, now let us go for connections. From positive terminal of the supply, one connection is given to the L point of 4-point starter. See here, this is 4-point starter and the 4 points are L, A, F, LL. One is given to L and the other one is given to the voltmeter positive terminal here. And the other end of this voltmeter is connected to the negative supply, this one. So now from armature terminal of 4-point starter, please observe it is given to from armature terminal given to the positive terminal of main ammeter, that is this one, and 20 amps range is connected to the armature terminal of DC motor, and again from there it is connected to SPST switch, this one. Again from SPST switch you are observing the voltmeter connected across the SPST switch. See here, plus terminal and minus terminal is connected across SPST switch. The other end of the SPST switch is connected to ammeter negative terminal, that is 20 amps terminal, and positive of this is connected to armature terminal A of DC generator. And again from A, if you observe, it is connected to positive terminal of field current of ammeter. So this is positive terminal of field current of ammeter, and the other end of this one is connected to the field rheostat, one terminal, and the field rheostat other point is connected to Z, where you see that this field rheostat should be in maximum position. So if you see here, current is entering here and then it passes through this and the entire resistance is included, and then it goes back to Z. Clear? So from ZZ it is connected to the AA of the DC generator, and these two combinations are then connected to ZZ of the DC motor, and again from ZZ it is connected to AA, if you observe, and finally the combination of all this ZZ, AA and ZZ, AA of both the generator and motor, they are connected to the negative terminal. Is it clear? Now the field terminal of 4-point starter is connected to the field ammeter, field ammeter, 1 minute. Field ammeter of motor terminal positive, and motor field ammeter of the motor circuit. Other end of this is connected to the field rheostat of the motor, that is 1 point. The other point is connected to Z, and see that this is at minimum position. When we place this variable point at this particular position, it is nothing but field rheostat in minimum position because current enters here and leaves again here itself. And ZZ already it is. Okay, after giving connections for this Hopkinson test, one important point which you need to check before running the machine is SPST switch should be in open position, and you please observe the voltmeter across this switch should be checked whether this is 0 or it is showing any reading. Is it clear? So this is very important. Now we go for running conducting the experiment. So you can check the voltmeter across this is showing. Let's check this. Once if you observe that machine is in running condition, so that is machine started with the help of 4-point starter. Now you should check the rating of the speed of the machine. So you can check that. So let me know, madam. 1500. Okay. Still awaiting the field rheostat. See that the machine speed should be at its rated value.
1468 83 77 1500
Is it clear? Then see that whether the voltmeter is showing any value or not. If this voltmeter shows that is some reading, so we need to see that voltage generated by this generator and voltage applied across the motor should be the same. For that, what you need to do is, where is the field rheostat of generator, and see that it should be, this voltmeter reading should be 0. Just a minute. Where is this generator field rheostat until voltmeter reads 0 across the SPST switch. So once if you set the motor generator set speed equal to its rated to 1500 RPM, then go for and check the voltmeter across the switch whether it is showing 0 or not. So if you see it is not showing 0, so that means the generator voltage across the machine, that is generator, and the motor is not the same across these two terminals. Therefore what we have to do, we have to see that the voltage generated by this equal to the applied voltage. So for that you need to vary the generator field rheostat. And check whether it is showing 0 or not. Until it shows 0, we need to turn on, we need to vary the field rheostat of generator. Now if it shows 0, gently close the SPST switch. So this is closed now. So you have to vary the field rheostat of generator. That means what? You are going to check the ammeter rating, and that is for both the motors and generators are also varying. Now we say that the two machines are in floating condition. You need to now vary the field rheostat of generator so that you will be getting the readings of that is ammeter of both the motor and generator are getting varied. So this is the floating condition. We can say that. See here, the ammeter rating of generator is showing 0. That means load on this machine is 0. So now this reading is to be noted down. So now you have to note down ratings of all the meter readings shown here. So first note down voltmeter reading across the supply. So that is equal to, so it is 114 volts. That means 228. Clear? Next, field current rating of the motor. Field current rating is, it is connected to 2 amps. So current rating is 0.63. 0.63 into 1 only. And the motor current rating is 1.25. It is multiplied by 2. IAM 1.25 into 2, that means 2.5. Then motor generator field current 0.35 into 2. Then armature current of generator is 0, and that's clear. Now where is the field rheostat until you get so let us show here 0.05. So 0.05 is armature generated current IAG into 2. 0.5 into 2. And generator field current is 0.365 into 2. Yeah, 0.365. I think we need to check the speed, madam. Check the speed. We need to see that speed should be again same 1500 at every load or at every change in the value of generator current. You must see that speed must be the same. So 0.365 is the field current IFG, 365 into 2, and terminal voltage no change 0.625, that is IFM, and motor armature current is 1.4 into 2, 2.8 amperes. We have to see that by varying these load conditions, IAG and IAM and IAG. See here, IAM and IAG should not cross 13.6 amperes, because the machine rating itself is what? Motor current is 13.6, generator current 13.5. If you observe, so we have to see that these two ratings should not cross 13.6. Until then, you have to vary the field rheostat of generator. So go for another one, just a sample one. So this current rating, generator current is 1.5 into 2 IAG, field current 0.375 IFG, IFM 0.62, rated voltage no change, and armature current is 1.6 motor. So like this you have to, motor armature current is 1.6 into 2. So like this you have to see that the rated current of this one, that is IAG plus IAM, should not cross 13.6. Until then, vary this generator field rheostat. Is it clear? Afterwards, bring we can now directly bring that armature current to 0. Armature current 0. Then directly supply, that is put off the supply to the both motor and generator sets. That's about what? conduction of experiment and then taking down the readings. Okay, once if we get the readings, then I'm just showing a small calculation here. See here all the ratings IFM, IFG, IAM and IAG, all these are noted down from the experiment, and then find out IAG plus IFG, that will be the generator current, and IAM plus IAG will be the input current to the motor. Calculate the copper losses of both the machines and then find out. See here, you can just observe IAM plus IAG is maximum 12 amperes. You can calculate up to 13.6. Generally, you won't get the exact reading. So, near to 13.6, you can find out IAM plus IAG from the experiment and then find out all the values, copper losses. So, calculations for that you can see here. First, you need to find out the stray losses for the entire machine set, that is for both the machines. Once if you calculate that, you will be getting that is total for both the machines. Therefore, you need to take stray loss per machine. So, whatever the loss that you get here divided with 2, you will be getting stray loss per machine. See here all the sample calculations here. Then you can see here motor input is V into IAM plus IAG plus IFM, that gives you total 1008 watts. Similarly, generator input is generator voltage multiplied by the armature current rating. Similarly, armature resistance, armature copper loss for the generator and for the motor are calculated. Shunt copper loss for generator and shunt copper loss of motor are calculated. Then motor and generator losses are equal to the power supplies by the machine. Therefore, power drawn from supply is V into IAM. Stray losses of both the machines are calculated. Is it clear? And for each machine, it is calculated as shown like this. Therefore, now find out the efficiency for as a generator. See here, total losses for generator is this one, output of generator is this. Therefore, efficiency is output by input. Input is nothing but output plus total losses. So, you will be getting efficiency for one particular reading I am showing. Similarly, for motor, total losses are calculated here. Input of the machine as I have shown, V into IAM plus IAG plus IFM. Then output is nothing but from the input subtract the total losses, you will be getting the output. Therefore, efficiency equal to output by input into 100. So, this is how you need to find out the efficiency of both the that is motor and generator from Hopkinson test. So, that is it about Hopkinson test.